Hello Soul Family, welcome to Alchemy Mystic Healing Messages. In this reading, we will be looking into a shadow attribute that you may be struggling with in one or more aspects of your life. The objective of this reading is to provide you with insight into where you may need to focus your self-improvement journey at this time. Keep in mind that this is a collective message, so it will not be for any specific zodiac sign. This is also a timeless reading, so whenever this message finds you is when you were meant to receive it. Please utilize your discernment and only take the messages that resonate with you. If you are in need of any additional assistance or support on your spiritual healing and or self-improvement journeys, I am also available for distant Reiki Therapy services. If you would like to learn more about Reiki Therapy, how it may benefit you, and details on the services I provide, all of that information can be found on the channel's community tab. If you stick around to the end of the message, I will let you know how you can save 30% on my Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute distant Reiki Therapy session. Alright you guys, let's see what kinds of healing messages the universe has for us today. For the Shadow Work Oracle, we actually got two cards. One says resentful. Think loving thoughts for the person or yourself that you resent. It's restricting your emotional happiness. We also have codependency. This is a quote-unquote relationship addiction. You are relying too heavily on the other person for your sense of self-worth. Give yourself more self-love. We have the Ten of Wands coming out, Sagittarius energy, with the Two of Swords, Libra energy. Let's get some more cards out here. I usually don't get the Two of Swords as something that you are about to cut out of your life, or maybe needing to cut out of your life. A situation that is burdensome. Interesting. I think I know where we're going with this. Let's get some more cards before I solidify what I think I see. We have the Eight of Wands, more Sagittarius energy. We have the Page of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Let's see. We have the Four of Wands, Aries energy, with the Six of Cups, Scorpio energy. We have the Four of Swords, more Libra energy, and the Star card, Aquarius energy. Let's get what we could get in the middle. Yeah, we have the Tower in the middle. Let me pull another one. We got the Tower, Mars energy, both Aries and Scorpio, which are both right here. I guess two came out, so we'll go with two. Then we have the Five of Cups, Scorpio energy, and the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles. So I'm pretty good on this side. I haven't figured out this side just yet or how it ties in. So we'll see as we go along. This could be for a masculine or feminine energy. In society as I know it, and I know this could be the reverse because I've actually lived in the reverse, not personally, but witnessed it within my own family. But a lot of times in modern day relationships, or just relationships in general, not modern day, they're actually more traditional, women can find themselves in relationships where they are carrying a great deal of the labor within that relationship. Maybe not necessarily in earning the most income within that home per se, but in terms of needing to bring in an income into that home, which is a little less traditional, on top of doing the more traditional home work, like cooking, cleaning, washing, ironing, right? The more domestic work, rearing the children, things along those lines. It is not entirely on the part of the man that women find themselves in this situation. Once again, in my household that I grew up in, it was quite the reverse. So it shows me that it is not just a gender thing. It's kind of partly what you choose to stand up for, in a sense, right? But whomever I am speaking to within this soul tribe, and it could be a masculine energy or a feminine energy, a man or a woman, because I've known a man personally having to deal with this level of burden, you're not sure how to move forward. There's a possibility that a lot of your identity may be rooted in this relationship. I know that there are a lot of women out there in society who tie their identity to the idea that they are married or in a relationship. And it's not to say that men don't do that, but I know that there are a lot of women who take pride in being in a relationship dynamic, or being able to say that they are in a relationship, or they are in a marriage, or they are a wife, or things along those lines, to the extent that they may even shame individuals who are not in those status symbols, right? Okay, better way to put it. They may see those titles as status symbols. They may utilize those statuses, those relationships, as a means to climb to a certain level of status. I hope this makes sense. And may even, and I think I was about to say this before, it may even shame those, if I didn't say it, who are not in these positions or these relationship dynamics, right? But the flip side to the situation is, even if they have the title and the title gets them the status, the amount of work and labor and effort it requires for them to maintain this home stability puts them into a place of resentment. They are resentful towards the person that they are partnering with because they feel tied to them. This Two of Swords is the need for them to cut the situation out. It is also the fact that they don't know how to get out of the situation, right? Because the objective with the codependency is that their self-worth comes from the relationship, comes from them being in the relationship. But they cannot figure out how to get in the relationship without taking on the burdens. More than likely because, and I don't want to call anyone out personally, maybe because the way in which they obtained the relationship was rooted in the fact that they marketed themselves as being good at these quote-unquote wifely duties. Oh, I'm great at keeping a home. I'm great at cooking. I have no problem going 50-50 on bills. Like you said what needed to be said, and then you had to live up to it. Or you went into a situation that was pretty sweet, but this person understood, whomever you were partnered with, understood how much you rooted your self-worth into that situation. And so they were like, oh, I can leverage this to my best interest. So here's an additional burden. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let my job go. I'm going to cut back hours, right? I'm not going to clean up after myself. I'm not going to help around with the house. I'm going to let the kids run around like chickens with heads cut off. Like they pulled back slowly but surely. It was a strategy on their part. And then they were like, oh, well, this person is tolerating it, obviously, because it's more important for them to say I'm in a relationship than it is for them to say I'm worthy of more than this and I need to leave this relationship. And so they were able to use that against you, and they don't care that you feel resentment, because with or without the resentment, you are still choosing to remain in that relationship, and not only remain in it, but maintain the burdens that they are handing over to you. So the Tower is saying this situation is going to come crumbling down because it is not sustainable. Because one person carrying 10 wands, they can only get but so far. They can only do that but so many times without breaking their back or something along those lines, right? Speaking figuratively, of course. You are recognizing that you are no longer enjoying this close relationship. With this 5 of Cups being here, you are recognizing that you no longer have a taste for this. But the 8 of Swords is saying your limited beliefs have you feeling stuck. It's reiterating the 2 of Swords energy. And maybe the 2 of Swords energy is a little bit different because it is Moon in Libra. So it speaks to what your intuition is trying to tell you. And your intuition is trying to guide you towards what feels right. It is already evident that with this 5 of Cups, this situation no longer feels right. And maybe you're holding on to the past. Because I did say that in the beginning, or in one of the scenarios, the beginning was good. And as time passed, they handed over more and more burdens over to you. And so you may be stuck in what things were and the image that you sold to other people about what you were worth based upon how that relationship was in the beginning. Oh, look at what they do for me. Look at what they gave me. Look at how they take care of me. And then when that thing fell apart, you would have to express some level of shame, or there might be shame that comes with you saying they are no longer carrying the load that they used to carry and caring for me in the way that they used to care for me. But it was always about the validation that you were getting from the situation and never about the thing, right? It was never about the experience. It was about the validation that you can get from the experience. Alright, so we have the other side, which I'm going to see if I can figure this out as I go along. So we have the 8 of Wands. We have the 4 of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Star. The Page of Cups is usually an idea. The 8 of Wands also speaks to an idea or downloads coming in, a multitude of ideas. There's a need for you to either pray or meditate, or to spend some time sitting quietly with this 4 of Swords being here. There's a need for you to rest and rejuvenate from this 10 of Wands energy, because it is in resting that ideas will come to you on how you can move forward. Once again, the Page of Cups is more of a creative idea. It may even be centered around healing with this Star card being here. There's something, because even the 4 of Swords could be a healing type of energy. You're needing a physical type of rejuvenation or healing, but you're also needing a spiritual level of healing. And it is rooted, from what I am seeing, in self-love. This Page of Cups may be speaking of something that has to do with your childhood. It may be inner child healing that needs to be done. Maybe there's a need to reflect upon that, with this 4 of Swords kind of being on the opposite end of the 6 of Cups. Looking back to memories from your childhood to see how these limiting beliefs were developed, so that you can free yourself from that and move forward. I want to say victoriously, even though it's not the Chariot, it is the Eight of Wands. But it's saying, now that you understand that this is no longer satisfying and that you no longer want to be in this situation, but you cannot yet see what you want to align with, you have to explore these limiting beliefs. And these limiting beliefs are rooted in a childhood experience. It may be that in whatever, it could have been something that was modeled to you, right? Something that you saw existed within relationships that you looked up to or were privy to, right? So whether it was your parents and how they interacted, whether it was your grandparents and how they interacted, or other people within your community, maybe you felt as if what those women or men had to do in their relationships in order to maintain it is what you were going to need to do to maintain your relationship as well. It may also be that within the context of the relationships that you had as a child, even if it was a parent-child dynamic or a sibling dynamic, or even friendships that you had at a young age, there might have been something about those dynamics where people needed you to prove to them how much you love them by doing things for them. They needed you to exert energy and to prove your worthiness through your actions. And yes, love has action behind it, and that's probably how they, tricked you into this. But we are lovable just standing there, right? If I stand here and I smile, I'm lovable. If I stand here and I say nothing, I'm lovable. I cannot lift a finger and be lovable. There are people out there who can't cook and are lovable. They don't clean and they are, not even lovable. They are loved and they are married. Married and loved, not cooking and cleaning, washing and ironing. They are sitting there looking pretty. And what I guess the side or the flip side to the situation is, a lot of people in our society demonize those individuals, especially if they are women, and they call them gold diggers. And they ask, well, what do you bring to the table and what do you bring to the situation? I bring the God in me. That's what I brought. I brought the God in me and the purpose that he sent me to serve in your life, period. Take it or leave it, right? Because my worth is within me and through God, personally for me. Yours doesn't have to be through God, but that's my spiel, if there ever needed to be a spiel. If there needs to be a spiel, we don't even need to have the conversation as far as I'm concerned. And so, once again, there's a need to go back to figure out specifically, because of course the examples that I'm giving are only examples. But there's a need to reflect on your past, to even meditate, to even pray, to ask for those answers, right? Give me guidance, give me wisdom, give me understanding of what is keeping me trapped in this situation. What am I not seeing? What do I need to see? What is it about my childhood that has me believing that this is what needs to be done in order for me to maintain a relationship, even though the relationship is no longer making me happy? Right? That way those downloads could come in. Just put yourself in a receptive energy is what I'm getting. And from there you will be guided towards the healing that needs to be done. The physical healing with the rest, as well as the rest that you need, your physical body needs, as well as the inner healing that you are needing to do, whatever type of shadow work that needs to be done, whatever type of inner child healing specifically is what I'm getting that needs to be done. But it has to do something with the home and how you believe the home should be structured and how those within that home should carry their responsibilities, etc. All right, you guys, this is what I have for you today. If you resonate with the message, were able to obtain any clarity, or found it to be helpful in any other manner, please like, share, subscribe, and feel free to share your story in the comment section. These expressions of gratitude are not only free for you, but they also allow me to develop a deeper connection to your energy. With this deeper connection, I am able to pull messages that are more aligned with your specific situation. I want to thank you guys for being here, and as promised, I have a quick message letting you know how you can save 30% on my Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute distant Reiki therapy session. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste. If you look in the description box below, the very last link is labeled 30% discount link. When you select it, it will take you to the Alchemy Mystic shop where you can purchase my distant Reiki therapy services. The Renew, Restore, Revitalize 40-minute session will assist you with grounding and protecting your energy. More specifically, it will help to clear energetic residue associated with past traumatic experiences, allowing you to feel less triggered and positioning you to move forward in a more calm, balanced, and empowered state. This service is performed remotely at the date and time that you schedule your appointment. The service can be performed while you are conducting your everyday activities, with the exception of operating a vehicle or any heavy machinery. I look forward to serving you soon.